of course, all of this set against the backdrop of democracy in peril, and I don't think I'm overstating it. Obviously, we've all lived through an insurrection at this point. And so Congresswoman Liz Cheney went on television. You know, she's been quite outspoken. She's not pulling any punches. She's talking about who she thinks is to blame. And last night on 60 Minutes, she talked about Kevin McCarthy. So let's listen.
There's a difference between somebody who voted for Donald Trump and being the Republican leader after an insurrection and setting all of that aside and going to Mar-a-Lago and rehabilitating him, bringing him back in. That, to me, is unforgivable. On the issues that mattered for Wyoming, I stood with him. You know, you can say you disagree with him, you think that his character was bad, which it was, all of those things. But the line that can't be crossed is what happened after the election.
I said, Congresswoman Cheney is obviously fighting for her own political future, but it sounds like she for something much bigger than that.
It is certainly a moral point that she is trying to make, kind of to signal to her party, does not believe that the direction they have gone in is one that's sustainable. But let's be clear here. She is swimming against a tide. She is an outlier in the Republican Party at this moment. The reason she is doing that on 60 Minutes or talking about Kevin McCarthy and not and still faces that political threat is because the party is with Donald Trump. And that remains the energy base, and that remains the kind of large-scale opinion is that the election was falsely stolen and that he was the correct winner. That remains. I was at the Marjorie Taylor Greene Matt Gaetz rally in Iowa 3 weeks ago, and that is the dominant opinion among that group of people. And so what is often described as a battle between the Republican Party's soul right now isn't necessarily always so, because the former president continues to be the heartbeat of the Republican Party, and that's why he's targeting Representative Cheney.
And Charlie, before I get you to comment on Liz Cheney, I just want you to hear Donald Trump this weekend. He has, I suppose, such little respect for his supporters that he can engage in a bald-faced lie to them, thinking that I guess they're not going to hear the information anywhere else about what happened with these cyber ninjas and the Arizona so-called audit, where basically they had to admit that he lost by an even bigger number in Arizona than we knew of votes. So, but here he is once again pretending that that didn't happen.
Yesterday we also got the results of the Arizona audit, which were so disgracefully reported by those people right back there in the headlines, claiming that Biden won. We won on the Arizona forensic audit yesterday at a level that you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, you really wouldn't believe it. But I mean, those are people who I guess get all their information from him.
Well, Allison, what's so sad about this, as a Republican, I'm so dismayed. It seems like there are a number of us in the Republican Party who deal in reality, and there's such a large number who are not. And you just heard it, proof positive of that from the former president, to somehow suggest that this sham of an audit that found that he lost by a larger margin than we originally thought, and for him to deny that, I mean, it's just simply, there are really no words to describe that. I mean, he's just not dealing in reality. And sadly, too many people listen to him, and they're now also dealing in this false reality that he has created. And it's tragic for the country because it's undermined so many Americans' faith in our system of elections and democracy. It's really done a number on our ability, for us to get along as fellow citizens. Relationships are being damaged everywhere over this, all because one man cannot accept defeat.
Asid Herndon, Charlie Dent, thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.